Hello, and welcome back to another edition of The Swarm. Today is our pro wrestling episode of the week. We didn't have a pro wrestling show last week due to some life things. So we'll touch on a few of the big things that happened last week. But today is mainly going to be a Night of Champions preview, as that is happening this Saturday afternoon, or if you're in Australia, I don't even know. Is it like early? When is early Sunday morning? Overnight?
No, it'll be in the middle of the after. So it's 14 and a half hours ahead of us, I think.
All right. So if it's at 1 our time,
so it'll be
it's going to be like 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
it's going to be like, okay. Yeah. All right. So we are going to talk about Night of Champions, go through the card. But before we do all that fun stuff, first and foremost, as always, CJ, how are we doing today, bro?
I'm good. We do a sports show as well, obviously, and our Celtics are going through some things right now. So
we knew these were coming. We knew it was happening.
We're recording this right after a couple big trades, and on the hours away from the NBA draft, where all hell could potentially break loose.
That is true.
So this will be a nice escape for an hour or so.
Yeah, that is true. However, I see some people online. They're like, "Oh, this." I'm like, I knew they were trading these two guys 3 months ago. Don't get me wrong; it stinks.
Next step could be interesting.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll get there. I'm sure we'll have.
We're here for some wrestling, though, JPJ.
But we are here. Yes, we are here for some wrestling today. So like I said at the top, we weren't together last week for the wrestling show. So a few big things that occurred last week, and we're going to start right from the top. I know the thing you're most excited about. Goldberg is back officially.
Yeah, great.
And at Night of Champions, he will be fighting Gunther.
Not Night of Champions.
Nope. Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Saturday night's main event, he'll be fighting Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And what some people think might be his last match, he's hinted at it, but not officially said it. But he's officially back. We kind of knew Gunther was going to be the guy from what they did at Bad Blood last year. And it's kind of just been... There you go. It's just been kind of the rumor for a long time because of that. And now it's official. He came back on Raw. I actually thought his promo was okay on Raw. I thought he was all right.
Goldberg's always been okay for promos for me. Yeah. It's just once he actually puts on those tights and gets in the ring is a big issue.
Yeah, 100%. And, you and I did the watch along for Raw this past week because Josh was down and out with his PC. And I thought Gunther's promo on Raw was just a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty. Said it is my responsibility to make sure the legacy of Goldberg dies. Oh, baby.
Some would say it was the biggest babyface promo in wrestling history.
Oh, baby. But yeah, so obviously, I think I have an idea of where you're going to go with this, but how are we feeling about Goldberg coming back for one last go-round, even though we kind of knew it was going to happen?
We didn't know it was coming, yeah. Next subject. No, I'm happy that it's his last match, likely. That makes me happy. I wish he already had his last match, so I'm maybe the least Goldberg fan of all time. I don't like anything he's ever done.
Really? Not even the match with Lesnar a couple of years ago?
I don't like
that thing
anything
was awesome.
he's ever done.
That was a great match.
If he was... I'm not going to... He seems like a fine guy, I guess. I'm not going to say anything crazy, but on screen anyway, I would be fine if we never saw him again.
Well, dude was over, bro.
Oh, no, I'm not. I know I'm probably in the minority here. And like I said, I was second row for the Bad Blood pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Live event, excuse me. That crowd went
bananas
when they put the camera on him and he jumped the barricade.
I mean, look at when his music went off on Raw last week, the crowd
lost their mind. Crazy,
yeah, it is what it is. Like he's not for me. Like he wasn't one of my favorites or anything like that. But like he in that era.
Oh,
he was right up there with the top dudes as far as being over and just, yeah, it still is. Yeah. People want to sing. They want to chant his name. They want to see him. And, it is what it is. If you're telling me or you're asking me, do I think Goldberg deserves a big time last match in his, as he called it, adopted hometown?
He's from Oklahoma, we found out.
Yes. Adopted hometown. Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that if he can still go and he wants to have it, you make it work. where I have a problem, and not really a problem because I do think that Gunther should be the world champion. But what has Goldberg done besides being Goldberg since 2020, CJ? He's had 5 matches, and he is 1-4, and his only victory is against Dolph Ziggler. Not that that's a bad thing. I loved me some Dolph Ziggler back in the day. Back in the day. But what, again, and what has he done to earn? I don't care about the last match. And with Gunther, fine. I'm totally in with that. If anybody can get a decent match out of him, Gunther probably can. But why does Goldberg deserve a world title match in this last match? Why does it have to be a world title match?
He does not deserve one.
That's my only thing about it. It's like, why does this have to be a world title match?
It should not be. It shouldn't be a match. Personally.
You know? It's just, I don't know. That's the only part of it for me. Is I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know why. Hopefully we didn't just put the title back on Gunther just to do this. You know what I mean?
I don't think they wanted it on Jay, nor did I, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, I thought it was the right call. The right call to have that happen and all things of that nature. And then, an even more unfortunate thing that happened on Raw last week, unfortunately, was Liv Morgan and her match with Kairi Sane right at the beginning in a simple drop toe hold, just the way she landed.
Face first in the mat.
Yeah, and her wrist planted and her shoulder popped out. She's going to need surgery. Reports are saying she's going to be out quite a while. And Liv has been an MVP over the last year and a half for WWE.
Punk said that as well on an interview.
Yeah, I mean, especially on Raw. I mean, she carried the show for the majority of last year.
Yeah.
Because you figure last year Raw didn't have CM Punk was injured. Rhea was injured. Becky left. And then you had all these things, and Drew was wrestling, but he was really involved with CM Punk all year when he was injured, so that was sparing. Liv Morgan was one of, if not the main character of Raw last year for a lot of that year. So she really was an MVP, and she had a lot of things going on. She's one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, which after what we saw on Raw, I'm pretty sure they're just going to probably slide Roxanne Perez right in there. But she's one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions. It was very clear that they were setting up a match against Nikki Bella at Evolution with her, which they're going to have to pivot and find something else for Nikki to do, sadly. And then, obviously, there was the ongoing, which they were just starting to really ramp up, the stuff with Roxanne and the Judgment Day.
Yep.
And now that's all gone, and it's going to be gone for quite a while, as some reports are saying 6 months or longer.
Yeah, some are saying we're looking at a Rumble return.
Yeah, which... Yeah. I'd get your just opinion on everything before that, because I do want to talk about her, whenever that return might be. What do we do with Liv there? So,
yeah, it's like you said, it's one of the most integral parts of Raw over the last 18 months probably.
Gone,
and it sucks for Nikki too. Obviously, that was gonna be her big return, and Nikki's saying she's gonna have a prolonged run, so that was gonna be the start of her big return. But yeah, obviously we were leaning towards the her and Roxanne over Dom thing, which will probably still happen just later now. Maybe.
Well, now there's plenty of time for Roxanne to try to weasel her way in.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Again, like you said, it was. If you didn't know, it was the most obvious it's a move ever. It happens 1,000 times a night.
It was the start of the match. It was just one of those hey, we're going to start, get me whatever moves. It was a drop toe hold.
It wasn't, and it didn't look like the Zoe and, what was it, Kairi that she got?
Yeah, it was Kairi, unfortunately, in both of these.
You could tell either Zoe kicked too early or Kairi didn't slide in early enough. You could see where the injury happened. Here, you have absolutely no, you could not tell one bit that she got injured on it.
No. And the only way you could tell is Liv Morgan immediately rolled out of the ring. like immediate.
went
Because
to her
Kyrie
shoulder.
tried to grab her
Yeah, she
after
did.
the drop toe hold, and Liv was like, nope. And
Nope,
she like
I
just
can't feel
rolled it.
shit. Yeah.
Yep. And she was just right down against the barricade. And then obviously you saw a little bit of chaos as a doctor went over there, and then they kind of stalled with Cole and Barrett or Graves, whoever it was. And it was just kind of like, oh, shit. And I was live with Josh on that one, and we were both like, this is real. Like, this is not. Yeah. And that stinks. It stinks no matter what, but with her being so intertwined in so much stuff, and like, you're talking, we got Night of Champions on Saturday, which she might have been on the card. We have Evolution, which she was going to have a premiere match at, and then we have SummerSlam,
which she was going to as well.
And I think at SummerSlam, I think might have been them defending the tag titles against the Bellas.
The Bellas wins, yeah.
So it's like, damn, like the timing of it is just dread. And she had just recently come back.
She just came back.
And it's just like, fuck, yeah, it's just a bummer. It's just a bummer.
Injuries
yeah. And look, they're a part of wrestling. It's an athletic thing. There's injuries all the time. It's just, you hate to see them to anybody, but someone at the top of the card who's involved in so much stuff, and it's rough. It's rough. I do think when she comes back, though, she should come back as a babyface.
Yeah, I think we get a similar Jade Naomi situation.
Yeah, I think she should come back straight even if she's still in the Judgment. I just feel like you come back and she's just a straight up, because the crowd's going to cheer. Like, the crowd is going to.
Well, because you can turn Dominic face too. People are starting to like him now, so you can turn them against Roxanne.
Yeah, and then you could do, because we always see Finn and Roxanne
and Finn
walking a lot. Too. So if you do Liv and Dom as baby faces versus Finn and Roxanne, that's a
and we're probably getting Finn versus Dominic for that title too.
Yeah, most likely, and I think Finn would beat him
probably to win that.
Yeah. Yes. All right, so just unfortunate stuff. All unfortunate if you're CJ, but definitely the Liv Morgan stuff at least is unfortunate. But
I like I feel bad for her.
You know what is not unfortunate? Maybe besides where they're going to be for this PLE on Saturday.
That's
but that's yeah.
We'll get into that.
That's for another show. You can go. You can go read other things.
It looks like it will be happening at least.
It is going to be, as of right now, on Wednesday afternoon. It looks like it will be happening.
And I believe they're flying out today.
They're flying out today. So they will be heading to Saudi. Everyone, we hope, will be safe and get there safely and be okay. Where there's some scary stuff happening over there, clearly. So we hope everything goes without a hitch and everybody's safe. And
the card looks good.
But the card, it looks very good. The card looks very good. We have 6 matches, and there's not a bad one on the docket.
No, there's not one where they just threw this shit on there.
Exactly. These are 6 matches that I want to see.
Yeah.
And we're just going to run right through, if that's all right with you. Let's start with this one. This one was just added. A couple of them were added on Monday, but this one was added on Monday. We have Rhea Ripley going one-on-one with one half, Liv Morgan's tag team champion partner. If I said that right, did I say that right? Champion partner.
Yeah, we'll pretend you did.
Yeah, whatever. I can speak English. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. Now, if you remember all the way back, Rhea Ripley had her last NXT match against Raquel Gonzalez. I believe that one was a last woman standing match.
I believe, yep.
And I believe Raquel powerbombed Rhea through the stage.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's how, So, have had matches before. Have had these type of.
This is the women's version of the big beefy men slapping meat. This is
100%.
That version of that.
100%. Way back in the day, they were once tag team partners down in.
And let's just say NXT. Real quick, not to be too out there, but me and JPJ don't mind it.
I don't mind it at all.
We're not minded.
I do not. If I know I could die, it makes me feel a little bit better about the situation. If at any moment I know, if they turned on me here, I'm done. I can't fight.
Right.
I'm okay with that. I'll just leave it at that. But a street fight. So they have experience. Former tag team partners when Raquel was Reina Gonzalez back in the day.
Yeah.
What a better name than Raquel Rodriguez. Reina Gonzalez. Anyway. Street fight. This should be good. It should be violent. This should be the match that has, the crazy spots and the violence and all that stuff. And you don't see a ton of these type of matches with the ladies.
No.
More often than
it's
it
interesting
was.
they're doing this over there too. That's
yeah,
good. I like that.
yeah.
That shows they're opening up a little bit more. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I think these two are going to beat the shit out of each other.
As much as it's always a question mark, again, we won't get into it, but the crowds are usually awesome in Saudi.
Yes.
The people in the arena are not what the issue is.
And I was just going to say, for the record, I don't have a problem with those fans of regular people that live over there that get to, like, they never, I have no problem.
It's more of a European type of crowd. It's a hot crowd over there usually.
I have a problem with government things and them just going over there to begin with.
Right.
Not even including with what's currently happening, just in general.
Right. If this is a normal situation.
Yes.
But the event itself is always good.
Oh, yeah. They always put on a good show, except that time that Goldberg beat the Fiend. I think that was...
Again, guess who it comes back to?
That was a tough time. That was a tough time over there.
JPJ? Who does that come back to?
Yep.
That
not great.
Piece of shit.
But I am very excited for this match. I really do think they're going to beat the crap out of each other.
Were you going over it?
Has to, right? No debate, right? Not even close.
Pretty clear cut.
Yeah. But I expect it to be good. I expect it to be pretty violent. But yeah, it should be good. Should be good. And another one that I'm very excited about. Finally, Karrion Kross not only is getting a match that are few and far between, but he's getting a PLE match, CJ.
I'm very happy.
And I am very happy as well. I think he has been, it's not so much under the radar anymore, but he had been doing under the radar some of the best work in the company for like 8 to 10 months, like just killing it. He is going one-on-one with Sami Zayn.
Yes.
This should be quite good.
I unfortunately think he's not going to win, though.
He's not going to win.
But
that's okay.
That could add, if they keep giving him consistent matches, that could add to his character, though.
Yes. Yes. I wonder if the Saudi fans will react to him the same way we kind of do over here. Because he's not really a main character on the show, but he's getting, every time he's on screen, he gets a pop. Like everyone wants to see him.
It was a backstage segment, and he got a pop.
Yes, but I wonder if it'll come across the same in a different area. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Maybe
like that.
That's why they're having the match there. Because Sammy's such a big star, obviously. So the crowd won't shit on Sammy winning.
Yeah.
The crowd would if this was in San Antonio, Texas, the crowd's not going to shit on Sammy. But they might be. You might get a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they risk that at all there.
Yeah.
So if I had to guess why the match is happening there and not Saturday Night's Main Event or SummerSlam, I'd probably say that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. But it should be quite good. It should be quite good. But yeah, I think we're in agreement. Yeah, I think Sammy's got it. Yeah. I think we're pretty in agreement with these first two matches that the winner is.
We had the exact same picks for Money in the Bank, so we need to switch it up at some point.
We might.
I'm sure.
We might.
What's next?
We have the United States Championship. We saw it all finally come to an end at Money in the Bank, where Jacob Fatu finally had enough of Solo. He said, "I hate you, Solo."
Amazing moment.
He beat the crap out of him. But he is putting up the United States Championship against Solo Sikoa. I think Solo can win this. I look at Jeff Cobb, man. JC.
Oh, who is that?
JC. I'm not calling him by his last name because I feel like his last name is unnecessary. You could have just called him JC.
But at least there's a backstory to it.
That is fair.
At least it's not just like Robinson or Thompson.
Which is fine. I at least appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I feel like
I like that there's something behind it.
Yeah, but like just JC. We all would have understood that. We get it.
Cobb,
We know what. Yeah. Yeah.
They called him during his debut.
Yes, they did say that. And then they're like, nah, he's JC now.
Like, I was just kidding. I don't know who Jeff Cobb is.
Cool. But either way, I do think that JC gets involved, and I think he helps Solo win, and then I think we get a small little mini chase of Jacob Fatu until SummerSlam, where he wins it back. I think that's.
I don't want him to win it back if he loses it.
I agree. I would rather him just go towards a world title because that's the level he is.
All right.
However, I'm going to be honest with you. This is the match I'm torn about the most.
Yeah.
Because I think Solo can legitimately can through bullshit can take this.
I think Fatu wins though.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, again, like I said with this Karrion Kross match, if they wanted to do an unpopular title change, this would be the place to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
Plus,
which
I think,
factors into one of my picks later on, by the way.
and I think, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, we're gonna talk. I got
I'll
some
be very
ideas.
upset
I got
if
some
you're the
ideas
same
about
way. I'll
things
be
that can
very
happen
mad.
here.
I want to go first in that match.
That's fine. I actually think that since Solo has come back,
Mhm.
I think he's actually starting to get over a little bit as
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, they're letting him be funny, and I think that they need to, because that's
I agree.
really where his bread and butter is him
Mhm.
being he's not a comedic,
No, he's just like
funny,
actually funny, like a
but he's
sarcastic
just
funny.
yes, he's like a funny asshole,
Mhm.
and I think they're letting him be that. And I think even though he's a bad guy and the crowd still boos, I think it's working I think it's working, and I think this is the best he's been.
Yeah, I agree
on
with
the
that.
main roster for sure.
Mhm. Are you picking him?
See, I don't know what's going on later because I want to lean Jacob Fatu because he just kind of got it not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I think he will have a prolonged run, but I'm going to do it because we always pick the same. I'm going to take Solo Sikoa because JC is going to cause some shit.
I'm taking Solo too.
Son of a bitch. Why did you do that?
You convinced me.
You said Jacob earlier.
I was already thinking what you were thinking, but
I think JC's going to do something. Because then
Yeah.
Fatu has to go through JC first, and then he gets through JC. And then,
there you go.
Saturday night's main event, you got Fatu and JC in some match, and then it's SummerSlam, the rematch. You know what I'm saying.
Yep.
I see it. I see it written. All right. We're going to slow down, bro. This is going to be a quick episode today.
Yeah, it's always fun. There's not much going on besides Night of Champions.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think we're going to start talking about some juice happening.
Oh, we got some stuff.
Because then we got the finals of the Queen of the Ring, an unlikely final. One of the people I thought was going to be in it. I thought we were going to get a Jade Cargill. Me and Josh were kind of aligned that they might have been doing Jade and Charlotte.
Good.
Maybe in this final. However, Jade Cargill did make it on her side of the bracket.
Good.
She won that 4-way. And then she defeated, who did she defeat? Roxanne Perez. She beat Roxanne Perez in the semifinal. And she will be going against Asuka, who made her.
Jade is ready for Asuka.
I don't think anybody's ready for Asuka.
Okay.
And that's foreshadowing. Asuka returned in this tournament. She had been out for over a year. And she returned in this tournament. She won the 4-way, and then she defeated Alexa Bliss on last week's SmackDown. And so we have Asuka and Jade Cargill, an unlikely matchup. I'm very interested to see how this match goes.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. I thought Jade looked good on Monday against Roxanne. I expect that she will look good against Asuka as well. It's a good opponent to have.
She will look good in many ways, I would respectfully, of course.
Yeah. Of course, hopefully she's having a wonderful time. Yeah, but I do think end game here is Asuka versus Io Sky at SummerSlam. So I am going with Asuka in her return and winning the whole thing right on the return.
I don't disagree.
Queen of the Ring, one of the all-time greats, Asuka.
Yeah. It's a collision course of her and Io. Like, it just seems like that's what's going on. Especially because they just kind of have Io doing fuck all right now.
They don't have both champions are literally doing nothing.
But at least with the Io side, I think it's because of they were kind of they obviously knew Asuka was coming back before we did. Hence why they accidentally spoiled it on a graphic instead of announcing it. But anyway, again, obviously they know for probably a couple weeks. They probably said the doctor said 2 weeks from now she'll be ready, whatever. So they kind of had Io just on the shelf, kind of, because they were preparing for them down the line of SummerSlam. So yeah, I think that's 100%. Why they have Io doing nothing, and why I think Asuka is gonna beat Jade, and will probably be a very good match. Usually these powerhouse types are always better against the smaller technical people. Like everybody said, Brock Lesnar's best matches were against Bryan Danielson, stuff like that.
I agree. All right, then on the other side. Here we go. They did it. This is the match that ever since Cody returned 3 years ago, This is the match I've been waiting for.
And you're gonna get a surprise winner here, by the way.
Potentially.
No, Randall Keith got this one.
Okay. Well, you don't even let me announce the fucking match yet.
You're not gonna do. I wanted to get ahead of it in case you said this.
I was gonna let you go first. I knew what you were talking about.
All right.
But we have Cody Rhodes, who defeated Jey Uso on Raw in a good main event to make it to the finals against his mentor, the guy who brought him into the WWE with legacy, Randall.
We're gonna talk about the other guy in that group.
Orton. He better show up. He better show up. Not on Saturday, but no, he's in jail, isn't he?
I don't think he's
legal trouble.
He's in legal trouble. Yeah, I don't think he's
legal
free to leave.
If he is available, though, if he's available, you gotta get him.
I doubt he can leave the country.
But we're gonna, yeah. I'm not talking about Saturday. We'll talk about it. But against Randy Orton, King of the Ring finals. Randy Orton making it to the finals for the second straight year. He lost to Gunther in the final last year. Now he is fighting Cody Rhodes, one of his good friends. The whole semifinals were all of Cody's boys. It was Sammy, Randy, and Jay. All and Cody. Like, it was all Cody and his boys.
It was all Cody.
And it's Cody and Randy. We already know where you stand. That you think Randy's winning.
I do.
Now, why do you think Randy's winning?
I think they give a Randy Cena proper final match together at SummerSlam. And I don't think Cena is losing the title at SummerSlam. And if it's him and Cody, I think he would be losing the title at SummerSlam.
Well.
But there's a guy that shares my first name, actually, that could be coming into this, Mr. Colby Lopez.
Oh, we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk, maybe.
That's the only thing that can shake up what I just said, in my opinion.
Okay. Let me throw something at you.
Okay.
I'm picking Cody.
Okay. Shocker there.
Listen.
JPJ hates Cody.
I'm a Cody guy, but I also love this version of Randy Orton is my favorite version of Randy Orton in his whole career. We talked about that on Monday. I love this version of he's like still great.
Yeah.
But he's like old man, like he cares, but he's like so like free and happy.
Yeah.
It's just tremendous. Okay, hear me out.
Let's hear it.
I love the Randy pick. 2 years in a row, lost last year, wins this year, beats Cody to do it. I love that.
Okay.
However, I do think it's going to be Cody and Cena at SummerSlam. And I think we are more likely to get that rematch proper than we are to get Randy and Cena proper.
So you think Cena is winning that as well?
We'll get there when we have to get there. That's a ways away. That's a ways away.
It's not that far away.
Yeah, it's like what, 5 weeks, 6 weeks? 6 weeks.
Like that.
Yeah, we'll get there. Here's my thing, though.
Okay.
Cody wins. Randy begrudgingly, Randy. Second year in a row, he starts to, he wants, he's not going to do anything on Saturday.
Okay.
But he's, he'll give him the sign of respect. But we all know it's coming. We all know it's coming. Cody versus Cena, SummerSlam. Randy turns on Cody at SummerSlam and John wins. And then that's when, or what I would prefer that they would do is Cody just beats Cena for the title again. And then Cena cannot be the champion anymore and kind of do the last 3 or 4 months without the belt. And then Randy turns on Cody. And then for the rest of the year leading to the Rumble or whatever, we get Cody and Randy, heel Randy, for the title. Because that we have to get, like, this is the start. Like, they're giving us the match because it was just a way for them to give us the match with the tournament. But we are gonna get a blood feud between these two guys at some. We have to.
I still think you can do that and just
not for the title though.
It doesn't. No one believes Randy Orton's winning the title.
Yeah, so why would you do that match at SummerSlam then?
Okay, so then, but in your logic, Randy and Cody is for the title now.
After no. Cody wins and he's fighting Cena for the title.
And then you just said Cody beat Cena for the title.
No, I would have Randy cost Cody first. Cena. But I said if I was booking it, I would have Cody win. Randy goes out to celebrate and fucking drops him with an RKO.
Yes, but then Cody and Randy's for the title. Randy's not winning the title. I think it's more believable Randy beats Cena than Cody for the title.
I don't necessarily think that Randy won. I could see if we're let's just say
No shot.
SummerSlam they start a feud with Cody and Randy and we're going to Mania with it. Let's just say we're going to Mania with it.
Oh gosh.
Look, I think the story's there that they could do it if they want to.
I do not need a Randy Orton title match at WrestleMania
With Cody, like
with anybody.
why?
Randy Orton's not winning the WWE title.
Why not though? Why would
Unless it's against
John
another
Cena
6-year-old. Hold on. First of all, it's not his last run. If he announced it was his last run, maybe.
Yeah, but why wouldn't what? If Randy beat Cody for the title and then Cody
Never
chased him
happened.
for it,
I
what do you mean it's never happening?
Listen, the podcast we do after Randy Orton wins the WWE title from Cody, I will. This is whoever you need me to. I will give away $500 to someone that listens
To
this.
me,
I'll give you $500.
$500. Wait,
I will do the Cash App transaction on stream.
All right,
$500. If he beats Cody only Cody.
I don't know why you would think that he's net like that. That would be like not even a remote pause. He's Randy Orton.
The only way he wins it is if it's over Cena, and then Cody takes it off Randy. There's no chance. None.
I mean, I could see that happening. That's
Cody.
fair. You
Cody
could talk
is
me
not.
into
Cody's not losing the title when he loses, like when he wins it for a while. You think he can lose it by WrestleMania if he wins it at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Randy. Again, he can't lose it to just anybody.
No,
but
right.
I think Randy can win it, and then he can fight his way back to fighting Randy at WrestleMania for it and win it.
I think there's a better chance R-Truth wins the title than Randy Orton.
I think R-Truth logically is probably the person who should beat John Cena for the title.
When do you think that happens?
It's not going to, but it should.
If it did.
It should happen at Saturday Night's Main Event, and then Seth Rollins should cash in immediately.
I 100% agree with that. Exactly. We talked about that, though.
Yes.
I think that should exactly be.
It should have happened last time. Should have happened on the SmackDown match. It should have happened. But it wasn't for the time. But it should have. It's what.
Cena's not booked for Saturday night, is he?
No.
Main event, I mean.
No, I don't believe he'll be there. As of right now, we got,
You think there's no way this is the last Punk and Cena match, though?
I thought that this was going to be the SummerSlam match. Well, we're going to get there. Hold on. I'm not done with Cody and Randy.
Okay. Yeah.
You think that they're going to do King of the Ring and not give it to Cody?
Yeah, I do. Again, I think a lot of these things are happening because of where it is. And that crowd's going to sing word for word Randy Orton's theme song.
Yeah, but they're also going to sing Cody's.
No, they're just going to say that one part. Randy Orton's going to win King of the Ring.
Look, and I'm not again. I don't hate it. I like
it. Sounds like JPJ is a Randy Orton hater, so I'm gonna.
No, I'm the one that was just shocked that you think Randy can never win the world title.
No, he can beat Cena.
That's what you said. He ain't winning the world title.
Unless it's against Cena. He can't win against Cody.
That's
no
crazy.
shots. He can beat Cody in a non-title match. He's not beating Cody for the title. I put $500. At least I put my money where my mouth is.
All right. Well, now I have to root for it. So $500. Buy me a Switch 2 with that shit.
Randy Orton gets released at this point. No offense.
Wow, what the hell? All right, come on. Let's take it easy.
You're the one that hates Randy Orton.
Would that be the biggest release of all time? Had to be. That would have to be the biggest release
I would say
of all
no
time.
only because of his age. It's not like he would go to AEW or something.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
He
was in talks to go there.
You want to get another 500? Another 500?
Yes, let's double down, baby.
I'm gonna owe you $1,000 at this point.
Hell yeah, that's 2 Switch 2s. I'll sell one for fucking $2,000,
hey.
and then I'll give you $1,000 back.
There you go.
That's how I'll do it.
Perfect.
You give me $1,000, I buy 2 Switches, I keep one. The other one I sell for $2,000.
Oh, so I bought you a Switch and get money out of it.
So I probably give you like $750 back.
I'll take that.
I keep $1,250. How's that work?
That this will now be this. You know, we're canceling this one. This is now a stock market podcast.
Yeah, sounds like a fucking deal to me.
A trader podcast.
Listen,
but no, Randy
if only I would.
All
right, fair enough. We'll agree to disagree.
He will win.
Well, you think he's winning this?
He's not winning the title against anybody.
You think he's King of the Ring?
Yep.
Okay. I don't hate it
because R-Truth cost Orton at SummerSlam like he did to him. He's good again. Excuse me.
Okay.
R-Truth is gonna win that title. I feel like I don't.
He should.
And by the way, I hate that, but I know I'm in the.
No, it's fine.
I need my champion to be believable.
Not Randy Orton, apparently.
No, not at 64 years old.
What? Cena's older than him.
Last run, and he's the GOAT. Randy Orton's nowhere near there. Anyway.
Not nowhere near it. He's not in the
top 20. Anyway.
Top 20.
Yeah. We need to stop.
You can name 19 better wrestlers. than
If
Randy
I
Orton.
had time, it's not in 5 minutes.
All right, well, you have a week.
All right, next week.
I need your top 20 list with Randy at 20.
And this
you
is
tell
not
me
my
19
preferred list. This
better.
is actual people.
This is people that
my
you
actual
think.
List.
I'm not talking about your favorites.
Yeah, no, I agree.
People that are better.
Yeah, you know what's? I'll tell you this. My list of favorites, he would be higher than on the list of best.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying he's.
What does he do good other than talk? Well, he does nothing else.
Stop it.
He's not a good wrestler.
That's not true.
He's a fine wrestler. He's
not
bad.
He's not a friggin' Meltzer 5-star machine.
I don't give a shit about Meltzer.
I don't either, but you know what I mean. Like, he's not a work rate. I mean,
no,
he can't be.
No,
but
no,
like,
he
not anymore. Not anymore.
Never could be.
No. Come on.
He's not a bad wrestler. Before anybody starts freaking out, he's not a bad wrestler.
What are we talking about? We're
talking about Randall Keith Orton not being
one of the all timers.
I might do top 25. He might be in there. He'll be the. I would say again without thinking about it. I'll come back next week. 16 to 25, probably.
Okay, well that's but not.
I said without thinking about it, so I'll probably have him lower once I think about it.
15-time world champion.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
But it does.
Jey Uso was just a champion. Is he in your top 25?
Yeah, but he's a one-time.
Well, I'm just saying he's not in my top 500. Probably Jey Uso.
That's crazy.
I mean, I probably couldn't even name 500 wrestlers.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But that's a little facetious. But
come on.
I had zero interest in him winning the world title.
Well, yeah, I get it, but that wasn't for us.
I would put Gunther above Randy Orton all the time.
Oh, Gunther to me is living legend, like legitimately, like one of the.
He does everything good. What does Randy Orton do good besides speak?
He's older now, but I would say in his prime.
Yep.
I would say that he was an above average wrestler.
I would not. I would say he's the definition of 5.5 out of 10 in the ring.
That's absurd. Look, I mean, wrestling is subjective.
I might put some bad people ahead of him, but that's okay.
Well, that would okay. Whatever. We'll go. We're gonna get the list, the definitive list.
That's a good podcast for next.
That's
week.
A tease.
And you will do yours until you get to Randy Orton.
You want me to do my list until I get to Randy Orton?
Even if it's 2 or 38, whenever Randy Orton is, you stop.
Okay.
And I'll do the same. Okay. We'll both do our list
to
Randy Orton when we stop.
All right. Fair enough.
That's next week's episode.
All right. That's part of it. There it is.
There
all right. But we have our main event.
We do.
And it is for the undisputed.
And you're picking Cody, just real quick. Right?
I'm picking Cody.
Okay. All right.
I don't hate your pick though.
Yeah.
But I'm picking Cody. I'm picking Cody. First of all, of the two people talking right now, it sounds like I am not the one who hates Randy Orton.
I love Randy Orton.
Okay, well, I'm not the one who discredits his ability.
Yeah, to be in my defense, I did say he'd be higher on my favorites than best.
That's fair. You did.
Yeah.
I will agree. You did say that. Undisputed WWE Championship. Probably, maybe for the last time. But a match when we knew Cena was coming back, this was a match at the top of everyone's list. We need to get this one at least one more time.
Yep.
It is John, as I call him, John Cena against CM Punk. This should be very good.
Yep.
You know what? Obviously, it happened on SmackDown Friday.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena did his version of the pipe. What the hell did I do that for? Pipe bomb promo. I thought it was excellent. Mm-hmm. Thought it was a good time. The second he said the first, I knew, I was like, do it, John.
Yeah.
And then he said the first, and then once he sat down the turnbuckle on the table, I was like, do it. And then he said the line, and I was like, oh baby.
I loved the camera work too. You could just see Punk's reaction to the whole thing while he's laying there.
Yeah, which was good because for a lot of CM Punks,
it was just
you could see Cena,
and then you would turn. Yep.
Yes, you could see Cena because he was through the table in the corner on that Raw. It's just beautiful. Right. And I thought Cena's promo was excellent. Obviously, he did the because there was another promo of CM Punk back in the day in that run to Money in the Bank where he was talking shit about Cena, and at the time. He said, oh, you get to get all the championships and blah, blah, blah. While guys like Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder who worked their asses up, blah, blah, blah. So in this promo, John Cena decides to break the fourth wall. And he says, "Hey, how you doing, Claudio Castagnoli? How are you, Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona?" And he mentions those three guys by their real, their real names, which was wonderful. But he basically did his whole version of the pipe bomb promo, and I loved every second of it.
It was great.
I'm jacked up for this match. This is the most excited I have been for a Cena match since he's returned.
It's easily his best run during this run.
No question. And I knew it would be against Punk. In my opinion, Punk is his greatest rival. I know a lot of people would say the guy you don't like, Randy.
Oh, they would say the guy I like even less.
The Rock?
No, Adam Cole.
Edge.
That guy's not in the top 500. He is in the triple digits.
Okay, that's fine.
Ferocious wrestler.
Yeah, all right. Whatever. It's okay.
It's disgusting.
Let it know. A lot of people are not going to be thrilled with you.
Now, this might be my last episode.
A lot of people are not going to be thrilled.
You might not see my list.
I'm just saying. A lot of people are not going to be thrilled with you. No. But it's happening. And in Saudi, I know there was some discourse revolving CM Punk. We talked about it a little bit, but it sure felt like if there was ever going to be a guy that would stick to his guns about not going over there, and somebody who had been very vocal about them going over there when he wasn't there.
Even when he was on that weird Fox show, too.
Yes,
was it backstage?
Very vocal.
Yeah.
And pointed. However you feel about that is how you feel about that. But the match is happening, which I am...
Money talks, JPJ.
Sure does. Listen, I can't say if somebody gave me a check with a lot of zeros that I
would
go over there.
almost do anything.
Yes.
For the amount of money. Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
I have a price tag on most things.
If H called me right now on Zoom and was like, "Hey man, I need you to hop on a plane and go over there," I'd be like, "Nah," and he'd be like, "How about $3 million?" I'd be like, "What do you need me to do? Like, what about? Yeah. I don't even care
I'll go on the plane naked if I have to.
Yeah, like I don't even care. You want me to like go in the baggage? What do you want me to do?
I don't even ask a question. I just type in southwest.com, book the flight.
Yeah. Be like,
I don't ask him anything.
Just tell me where I need to be and when. Yep. Just tell me where I need to be and when.
I'll get there.
But anyway, CM Punk, John Cena. I have a you know me. I got a crazy fantasy booking thing that I want to happen. We discussed it on Monday, but I'll let you go first on this one too. What says you? John Cena retaining?
Yep. I lean towards it's not the last match, but I have too many ideas in my head of when would they fit it in, because I think Cena's doing X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. And he only has 16 dates, something like that, 15.
Yeah, he's somewhere in the mid-teens. Yeah.
So when would it happen again? I just don't see him losing it in Saudi at 2:00 in the afternoon. That's just me.
Yeah.
I think they, and again, no offense to Saudi, but it's just, anyway, this could be in Romania at 2:00 in the afternoon. I don't think he's losing it. It's going to be an American soil at a Big 4, Big 5 PLE, or when he fights in Boston at his last show.
Let's hope.
Okay. I'm making the flight there. I will be there.
Hell yeah. I will be there too, hopefully.
But those tickets might be WrestleMania prices.
They're gonna be.
Yeah, so that's
it's gonna be a tough time. It's gonna be a tough time, but we're gonna make it work.
We'll be there.
We're gonna make it
work. Maybe a Swarm live show. Who knows?
We might have to. I am gonna make damn sure. Taking Back Sunday. I'm gonna make damn sure that I am in that building.
Me as well.
John Cena's at least. I hope it is his last match, because that's just, it should be.
Bullshit, yeah.
It should be. But at the very least, we know it's going to be his last Boston match, and I can't not.
Maybe we'll do a little Swarm live post show from there.
We probably could. We probably could make that work.
Probably would.
I wouldn't be against it. All right.
I don't. But when it comes to this weekend, yeah, I don't see. Again, no offense to anything, but he's not losing it at a show on a Saturday at 2:00 in the afternoon. I don't know. The only question I have is it a real finish?
That's my.
We got some shenanigans. Do we have Travis? Do we have a different rapper come out this time?
Here we go.
Do we have, who knows? Again, money talks. Anybody can come out. I'll come out. I'll cost Punk the match.
So, yeah, I get it.
Do we get a cash-in attempt? Who knows?
Well, let's talk about that, shall we? At these Saudi shows, big things tend to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
They do big things at the Saudi shows. In my opinion, I think that CM Punk is one of like 2 or 3 guys that can take the title off of John Cena.
Sure. Who do you, him, Cody, and who else?
That honestly might be it.
That
probably could be it.
Might be.
You can talk me into Randy.
Here we go with this. But you could.
I would think it's Cody and Punk are probably the only.
They have to
two
be 1A, 1B.
Yeah, Gunther maybe, but he's an other champion. But if they were having that, I could see Gunther beating him. But there's really 2 or 3 guys. There's not a lot of guys that I think would beat him. But Punk is one of them. And I thought the main event of night 2 of SummerSlam would be Cena and Punk, and Punk would win.
Yep.
And I think Punk would win. Yep. You think? But here's the thing: if Cena wins this match, and either way, he's not going to fight Punk at SummerSlam. He's going to fight the King of the Ring.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's why I thought they would have done. They would have said this: the men's winner fights him on a random ass Raw or something, like they did with Gunther and Jey Uso.
Yeah,
that was until they announced that. That's what I thought Punk was going to be the main event.
Yeah. So I think,
they could have done the final, and then this could have been the title match for the finalists, whoever won the final.
Wouldn't have hated it.
And then have the women's Queen of the Ring at, I don't know, the
Evolution
pay-per-view in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I would have. We don't need to have big women's matches on the women's show, though. God forbid.
But wouldn't it be a fun time though, if CM Punk beat John Cena?
I would love
in
that.
Saudi, and then Seth Rollins cashed in on CM Punk,
and then Seth Rollins Punk at SummerSlam. There you go. See you later.
There it is.
And then you get Punk.
Then you get
if Cena loses his title, it opens up 1,000 more potential opponents.
Yeah. Well, I guess the only thing was it wouldn't be Seth and Punk at SummerSlam though, because the King of the Ring, right?
Night 2.
See, this is where, because it's a world title match against the champion on their show, right? That's how they're phrasing it?
Yeah, maybe. No, you could just, hold on. We talked about what does Gunther do? Maybe they do that, and Gunther
maybe
is
Goldberg
the guy
beats Gunther, and then Seth cashes in on Goldberg.
We will see you next week on the Storm. Don't ever say that around me again, please.
Listen, this is not what I want to happen, but I'm trying. When does Seth cash in? Because it should be against CM Punk, and then you get CM Punk and Seth.
It should be, because have they said it has to be on their show?
What is it?
Have they said the winner of the King of the Ring has to go for their show?
Yes, I think they have. I think that's been the verbiage on their the champion of their respective brand.
I'll tell you that as much shit as I just talked about, Orton Gunther would fuck.
I mean, we've seen it before. It does fuck.
That would fuck at SummerSlam. And then we don't know what the hell he's doing at SummerSlam, Gunther.
But that's
we
the thing.
Drew, he's available, but
both finalists are SmackDown guys.
That's why I asked you that, because if it wasn't Randy Orton Gunther, I'm in. Because if Cody wins, there's no way you could say he goes after Gunther instead of Cena.
No, it's Cody and Cena. It's Cody and Cena at that point.
And that would naturally go together better, I think.
On the Cody and Seth, you could do, and that would relive a lot of things there. If you did that route.
I'm saying Seth cashes in either way. Tomorrow, Saturday.
I think that Seth is more likely to. I don't know if it's going to happen this week. I think Seth is more likely to cash in on the Cena Punk match than he would Gunther. Anything involving Gunther.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think Rollins' title ends up being Cena's title.
Yeah,
when he wins is going to be that one.
And then if they do a draft, I could see Rollins moving over to SmackDown, because I feel like he's been on Raw for a long time.
Becky's going back to SmackDown too, then.
Yeah.
I'd like to keep them together.
Yeah, because I feel like he's been on Raw for a while now. Like, I feel like if you're doing a shift.
Yeah, because then Becky also has done a lot with Lyra and Bayley, and so you put her back on SmackDown too.
I don't know.
Because her and Tiffany again and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, part of me, though, is like, again, if you were asking me to bet my house on it, I'm picking Cena, probably.
Mm-hmm, I agree.
But I like chaos.
Like you said, if the one Cena, like I said, I don't think it's going to happen on a Saturday afternoon, but if it did, I think a cash-in kind of changes that, because he's not just losing a match.
Yes.
So.
I agree. And then just a part of me is like, it just makes all the sense. Like, I hear myself say it. Yeah. And I'm like, that makes all the sense in the world, because Cena, I mean, you get the belt off Cena because I'm one of those guys that doesn't think he needs to hold it the rest of the way. He doesn't. And then B, Punk and Rollins is a feud that's been going on since Punk has come back, and they still hate each other. They mention each other all the time still.
And they haven't had their last match was on a Raw, was it not?
Yeah, and
so they haven't had a true blow off.
Yeah, and then you had and then the stuff at WrestleMania where Heyman turned on Punk.
Right. We're gonna extend that.
Yes, it just makes all the sense. And then you have Punk chasing the title, but against Rollins. Like, I just feel like that
Rollins would be such a good shit heel with that title, being a little bitch,
and Punk has multiple guys. He has to go through Braun Breaker, and he has to go through Bronson Reed, and
you set up a bunch of Raw main events right there.
100%. Yep. And I want to see CM Punk versus Bronson Reed. I want to see CM Punk versus Braun Breaker.
You think Punk would win the title at SummerSlam?
Yes.
So
again,
what
you could do? Damn it! That's the only thing that's throwing a wrench in this shit.
I think,
but it makes sense, doesn't it?
That's why I think you just have Orton win, and you just pretend you never said it has to be a brand thing. Oh, hey, why don't we consider this? The winner, we have a draft before SummerSlam. They get drafted to the Gunther show.
I mean, listen,
we just did whatever we want.
Whenever the shit's going haywire.
My point is get the winner to Gunther. I don't give a fuck who it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's a draft, whether it's you pretend you never wrote that rule in.
Yeah.
Seth Punk makes too much sense at SummerSlam because then you could also do Punk versus Braun, Punk versus Bronson, and you could also have the stipulation of they can't interfere at the SummerSlam match if Punk beats them.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you have Punk win clean over Rollins win the title.
I wouldn't hate it.
But Cody's gonna win, Cena's gonna win, and we just wasted our time for the last half an hour. So
no, we had a good look at it. So it's about the journey, man. It's about the fun along. Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Thought we could get that.
Every match that I picked on those last three. No, Asuka, I'm on it. I'm in on it. No, and those last two matches, the King of the Ring final and this one, I picked guys that like I said, if I was betting the house, wouldn't pick them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't pick them. But I just think, again, I love in-ring and I love work rate stuff, but the wrestling that I love the most is give me the story. I want the story.
I'd rather a 6 out of 10 match and a 10 out of 10 story than the other way around.
100%.
Yep.
That's how I like my wrestling. And CM Punk chasing Rollins for the title, and Randy and Cody in like a rivalry feud. Those are the stories that I want. And
will we get a no finish? As much as that would suck.
I mean, I feel like with this run and what we've seen with Cena, I don't think that would.
No. Randy, Cody.
Oh,
we got no King of the Ring.
Imagine how would that happen?
Who would cause that if it happened?
Ted DiBiase Jr. Obviously.
I would turn the TV off immediately.
Just comes out and starts fucking. What was
comes out with his prison thing on.
Yeah.
So
new character.
Yeah.
He did like the $1 Million Dream, but then he would like lift him up into a slam. What was it called?
Slammed it.
Damn it. Hold on.
Google it.
Yeah. But now, do we think Ron Killings gets
the Dream
involved?
Street?
There it is. Dream Street.
Cody, in Cena Punk?
Yeah, like going after Cena. Do we think?
I think that's where the cash would happen.
So you think Ron Killings would come out? It looks like Punk is going to win, and then or
Cena just wins, and then R-Truth attacks him, and then we get a cash in.
Oh, and you think Seth would cash in on Cena? Ooh, that'd be juicy.
Or it could have him before the finish too.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of ways it can go, man. Even though it's probably just going to be John Cena winning by hitting Punk over the head with the belt.
I do like how there's enough possibilities to talk ourselves.
Oh yeah,
which I like. That doesn't happen.
I know.
So
it should be good.
This is going to be a 10-minute show, by the way.
I know. I was in the 4th out of 6 match at like the 17-minute mark. I was like, oh shit.
The Randy Orton conversation.
I was like, this is going to be a 25-minute podcast, and then it was like, no. Which again, good thing. But again, overall, personal feelings aside, this should be a really fucking good show. It's 6 really good matches. And like you just saw on those last two,
well, 17 different things can happen.
Exactly. With the King of the Ring final and the World Championship with Cena and Punk, there's a lot of possibilities that can happen. So I do think there is a major intrigue, and we're right down the road from SummerSlam still and Evolution on the women's side. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening in the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, because I also don't think we get anything Gunther related at Night of Champions because they still have to tie that up with Goldberg in a couple weeks. So.
Yes. And then we'll see where Gunther after that aligns for SummerSlam. We would assume, hopefully, he's still the champion and defending that title. Hey, look at Seth. It could be Seth. It just be Seth.
That's fine. Just not the other guy.
Yes, but we'll see. But overall, besides the craziness that happened at the beginning of the week with the discourse and all the stuff going on, this is lining up, at least from the card standpoint, it is lining up to be one of their stronger shows.
I agree, 100%.
So far this year, it's like really 6 what should be good to great matches.
And you only kind of know 2 of them, really, the winners?
Yes. I feel like the first, but I feel like the first 2 that we talked about were like kind of no-brainers, and the rest are like, you could talk, things could happen.
There's no way you can't see Jade Cargill winning. Like, you can't see that possible. Obviously, you can. Like, like
100%. And Solo and Jacob, like, either way, you could see, which is good. That's what you want. That's what you want. You don't want a whole card full of, well, this guy's going to win, this girl's going to win.
Especially on a non-Big 5 PLE, which is usually you can tell everybody who's going to win right away.
100%. 100%. One last thing that was announced a little bit either yesterday or earlier today. Unfortunately, Chad Gable has suffered an injury.
And El Grande Americano suffered an injury as well.
Coincidentally.
Yeah, I think they might have actually
very similar
with each other.
Very similar injury too. It's very bizarre how that it's
almost like
crazy
coincidence thing in the NBA. It's weird.
Yeah, very crazy coincidence. But Chad Gable is injured, and he is having surgery soon, which I would assume means he's going to be out for an extended period of time. Usually, when there's surgery, that's how it goes. And then, unfortunately, like CJ just said, unrelated, coincidental, El Grande Americano actually. A very similar injury to Chad Gable. He's going to be on the shelf as well. Just
it's weird.
Man, the injury bug.
The injury bug. In WWE right now?
I don't know. What's going on everywhere? Got people's Achilles popping out left and right. You got this shit going on. What the hell? What the hell?
Ridiculous. They need to get it together over there.
Oh my God. All right. But yeah, that is Night of Champions. Looking forward to the show. Should be a fun Saturday afternoon. Again, hoping that everybody attending, the wrestlers, the people that are working, everybody is safe and everything goes without. The show will be great. Everything goes without a problem, without a hitch, and all that fun stuff. It should be a really good time. So we hope everybody enjoys.
SmackDown is also there.
SmackDown Friday evening is also there. So we'll get a quick little preview of the crowd and stuff like that on Friday. You will see CJ and I back next week.
For the big list.
For the wrestling show, we will have our list of where Randy Orton is in our top wrestlers of all time. And then on the sports show, the NBA draft, as we record this on Wednesday early evening. The NBA draft is this evening, round 1. Obviously, there's AEW Dynamite tonight. We have the pay-per-view this week. The Red Sox stink again. Wonder what happened. I wonder why they stink when you trade your best player.
Their 2-hitter hole is batting 91 since he's been traded. Whoever's been in the 2-hole.
Correct.
Players, batting 91.
Unbelievable. Stink.
91 is not good for non-baseball fans, by the way.
No, not good at all. Not good at all. But with that being said, CJ, why don't you let the people know what else they can find here on the Hive and plug your stuff, and then we'll get out of here.
You mentioned Dynamite is tonight hours for recording. Do they have a big pay-per-view coming up by any chance?
They sure do in a few weeks.
It's very expensive though, these prices these days.
It is, but it is their one would say their WrestleMania all in.
There might be a way you can watch it for free, JPJ. Do you know anything about that?
I actually heard about this. I'll let you tell the people, but I did hear there's a way that you can watch it for
the Hive_media on your social media platforms, specifically Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it these days. We call it Twitter, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You just go ahead and retweet, follow the Hive_media on X, Twitter. And comment your favorite match you're looking forward to the most on that card. And if their match hasn't been announced yet, your favorite wrestler you're looking forward to seeing the most on the card. July 2nd, entries closed, JPJ?
Yes. Yes.
And we will purchase it for you, the winner. 50 was it about $50-$60 these days? What is it?
It is $50 still.
You can
in the United States.
Yeah, you can watch AEW's WrestleMania for free, JPJ. What's better than that? I can't think of much.
I mean, I can't think of anything.
And you can also, if you're lonely, you know, your girlfriend's at work, your parents
this might be better. You can watch your.
Who could you watch it with?
Exactly. I was gonna say you can watch. You know what might be better than just watching it for free is watching it for free while watching it here on the Hive with us during the watch along.
Okay, JPJ, Josh, and probably Stu, I believe.
I think it's Stu. I think we're gonna get Stu on here.
Free afternoon wrestling with the Hive. I mean, is there anything?
And then
nothing better.
And then the very next day, Peggy, our pal Peggy, who you can see on the Substack with Bryn in DC. DC is over there too, going to be doing some cool stuff with us as well.
Josh just dropped something as well.
And Josh just dropped a writing thing last week. I've been messing with some things in my head. You might see me pop on there every so often.
I write too much. I'm not going on.
That's fair. That's fair. The very next night, you can see Josh, myself, and Peggy making her on-screen Hive debut as we are going to be watching along to Evolution on the 13th of July. So there's a ton of things. That's not even everything we have.
And then a week, 3 weeks after that, 2 nights of SummerSlam, I guarantee you we'll have a rotating cast for both nights of those.
I would bet. And then that's not, the show that you have with Josh. I know there wasn't one last week because of the computer thing, but Josh should be getting a computer back hopefully next week.
We'll be back.
So we should be back on that end. Josh will then start his streaming schedule again where he's playing games almost every day.
Stuart and Ryan have their Madden and FIFA series as well. Yes. And we have the Buzz every single day. Full episodes on Friday with Jamie.
Yeah. A lot of things. A lot of good, cool things and more cool, good things to come.
Absolutely.
But we are going to get out of here for the day. Go follow CJ at CJF Writes on the Twitter. Go follow me, JPJ Loves Gaming on all social media platforms. And enjoy the weekend. Enjoy Night of Champions. And we will see you early next week talking some sports. I'm sure I will not yell.
No.
I'm sure I will not yell.
On our wrestling show next week, exactly 1 week from when you're watching this, more than likely, bring your Randy Orton lists as well.
Yeah, do it.
Ready to see rank all time for you.
Just in it. Listen, if he's 4, he's 4. Your list stops at 4. But everybody, bring your lists of your top wrestlers until you get to Randy Orton ends the list.
Your favorites.
Yes, Randy Orton is the list ender, whether he's number 1 or 1,000. He is the list ender. So bring your lists.
Let's do it.
And we'll do it next Friday. But enjoy the weekend, everybody. Stay safe. Be good. We'll see you next week. Till then, peace.